detects and responds to the occurrence of fire or flame. This is a diagram showing the parts of a flame sensor. The first part that comes is this black LED. It is known as the IR receiver. It receives the IR radiation which is transmitted by the flame. The next part that comes is this potentiometer. It is used for sensitivity adjustments. This is a voltage comparator. These are two LEDs. One is the power indication LED. It glows when the flame sensor module gets power. And the other one is the signal indicator LED. It glows when the flame sensor gets signal, radiation, catches radiation and gives us output in signals. These are the 4 pins of flame sensor module. Some modules may also have 3 pins. The two common pins are the VCC and the GND pins. The other two pins are the analog output pin and the digital output pin. The analog output pin detects the intensity of light and gives us output in form of signals. And the digital output pin detects the flame in 0 or 1 form and gives us output in signals. But we use the digital output pin more because analog output pin is not so accurate. Working principle of flame sensor. The flame sensor consists of IR receiver that detects the IR radiation which is transmitted by the flame. It then sends the output in form of signals. Components of a flame sensor. The main components of a flame sensor are the IR receiver, a potentiometer, a voltage comparator, an integrated circuit, a resistor, and a capacitor. Connections with Arduino. The VCC and GND pins are connected with the Arduino's 5V. The DO is connected with the digital IO pin 11 of Arduino. So it's a network connection got uh, low, so it went.
No problem, no problem.
Yes, sir, I'm continuing. Applications of flame sensor. The flame sensor is mainly used in hydrogen stations, industrial heating, fire alarms, and firefighting robots. Technical specifications. The technical specifications are operating voltage 3.3 volts to 5 volts, accuracy adjustable, photosensitivity high, response time fast, and sensitivity adjustable. That's all. Thank you. Sir,
Yeah, audience can ask doubts. If you have any doubts, audience can continue with the doubts discussion. Okay.
hello, sir. Sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah. So if no doubts are there, the next speaker can continue. Next speaker can continue if no doubts are there.
So will I say now?
Sir, I will
Yes.
stop sharing then. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
See, I said clearly, continue with the next speaker if no doubts are there. Please, I'm in a meeting. I'm in a small meeting. Please, you carry on.
Sai Krishna, now you can present that stuff.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So good evening to one and all present here. Today I, Sai Krishna Sav of class 8 from RPRI and Hemshila Model School is going to present our PPT on infrared sensor. So what's an IR sensor or infrared sensor? An infrared sensor is an electronic device that used to detect and measures the IR in its surrounding environment falling on it. It can measure either by emitting it or by detecting the environment in the surrounding. It can detect the radiation in the surrounding environment. It can also measure the heat emitted by the object and can detect motion. So here are some pictures of the IR sensors. There are two types of IR sensors. It hanged a little bit, so can you see it again? One can please reply.
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, it hangs a little bit, that's why. So there are two types of IR sensors. An active IR sensor. An active IR sensor is an IR sensor that transmits and measures the reflection level of the IR sensor, which are transmitted by the IR LED. It can detect both the motion and static presence of an object. So here is the picture of IR sensor with its working mechanism. So here you can see that there's an IR light which transmits the light, and here's the sensor. If there is no object, then there is no IR LED detected by the sensor. But if there's an object, then the IR will be reflected and it will be sensed by the sensor. Passive IR sensor. A passive IR sensor can only detect the infrared radiation emitted by the object using the pyroelectric sensor in it. They can detect only mainly the motion of an object, but can also detect the static presence of the object in its sensing rays. So here is the image of an IR sensor, which is working mechanism. Here is the pyroelectric sensor, which has two pyroelectric elements, the blue and the green one. When this arrow is the heat source movement of the object. So when this object passes to one of these two pyroelectric elements, then it will sense an positive or a negative output of, and then it will give a result. The structure of an IR sensor, active IR sensor. So here you can see there are three pins. The VCC, which provides a 3.3 volt to 5 volt DC supply unit to this IR sensor. GND is the ground unit input. The out or V output is the pin that is used to provide the output that goes lost when the obstacle is detected. Power LED. This is the power LED which is used, which gets lightened when the power is applied. This is the obstacle LED, also known as the output LED. It glows when the obstacle is detected. The distance adjuster. It's a potentiometer used to adjust the detection range from 2 centimeters to 30 centimeters for an active IR sensor. IR emit LED. It's an LED that emits the IR for getting reflected by the object. The IR receiver is the photodiode, which is used to will receive the reflected radiation by the object emitted by the IR LED. The structure of the IR sensor, passive IR sensor. So here you can see it has the three pins as the previous one, the VCC, GND and out. But here it has the pyroelectric elements. These are the two strips of pyroelectric material that are used to detect the infrared radiation emitted by an object. So to measure the difference of the IR levels of the two strips. That's an infrared filter that are used to filter out or block all other wavelengths of light other than the infrared. Now it has an pyroelectric sensor. The sensor is when the pyroelectric elements and with the infrared filter forms the pyroelectric sensor. It also has another component known as the Fresnel lens. It's the special type of lens that are used to collect all the lights from many angles to a single point on the pyroelectric elements. So here is the working principle of an IR sensor. The working principle of an IR sensor is governed by three laws of the physics. The Planck's radiation law. The Planck's radiation law states that every object at temperature T not equal to 0 Kelvin emits radiation. Stephen-Boltzmann's law. The total energy emitted by all wavelengths of a black body is related to the absolute temperature. Green's displacement law. Objects at different temperature emit spectra that peaks at different wavelengths. So I make you understand what's the Planck's radiation law. The Planck's radiation law states that every object which is not at 0 Kelvin, which is a hypothetical object, always emits the radiation. Its formula is E is equal to h mu. where E is the radiant energy, H is equal to Planck's constant, which is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules into second, and mu is the frequency of radiation. Stephen-Boltzmann's law. It is used to found the amount of radiation emitted per unit area of a body. Its formula is J is equal to sigma T to the power 4, which has a derived formula T is equal to E sigma T to the power 4. So here J is the amount of radiation emitted. E is the emissivity of an object. Sigma is the Stephen's constant, which is 5.67 to 10 to the power minus 8 watt by meter square into Kelvin to the power 4 into temperature, which is in Kelvin. The Wien's displacement law, which states that the different wavelengths of a spectra always peak at different height. Its formula is lambda is equal to b by t, where lambda is equal to peak wavelength, b is equal to the Wien's constant, which is 2.898 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter into Kelvin, t is equal to temperature into Kelvin. All the objects which have the temperature greater than absolute zero possesses thermal energy, and this thermal energy is the source of the radiation as a result. The active IR sensor typically uses the infrared lasers or LEDs with specific infrared wavelength as sources. The passive IR sensor detect the emitted radiation from an object and have infrared filter, which is used to filter the IR of a specific wavelength. So here is the mechanism. The active IR sensor has two parts, the IR LED and IR photodiode, where the IR LED emits the IR which is invisible to human eye, and IR photodiode receives the reflected radiation from the obstacle, which is of the same wavelength as emitted by the IR LED. When there is no object, there is no photodiode will receive any reflected radiation emitted by the LED. If there's an object, then photodiode will receive the radiation. The passive IR sensor, it has the two piezoelectric elements in it. When a moving or static object that generates the IR enters the sensing range, the difference is calculated, which is used to measure the IR levels in the object. So here is a picture which can help you to understand the mechanisms. So here is an GIF to make you understand what's the mechanism of IR sensor. So here you see the white bulb is the IR LED and the black is IR photodiode, and this LED bulb is the output LED. When there is no object, that is the hand, it does not glow. But when the person keeps its hand, it starts to glow. Thus indicate that there is some source of fire in it. The working mechanism of passive IR sensor. So here you can see the red and the green. These are two the power electric elements, where red indicates the positive and green indicates the negative. When the person travels from the red one, the output is shown to be higher or positive. But when it leaves, when it enters the green one, it again goes negative. And when it leaves it, it becomes normal. If the person goes from the green one to red one, that happens opposite. It will first go negative, then it will go positive or high, low to high. Technical specification of an IR sensor. Its operating voltage is 3 volt to 5 volt. The output voltage is 0 volt to 5 volt depending on the intensity of the IR falling on the IR photodiode. The current consumption at 3 volt is approximately 23 milliampere. At 5 volts, it's approximately 43 milliampere. The frequency range is approximately 300 gigahertz to approximately 400 terahertz. The infrared wavelength here mainly uses approximately 850 nanometers to approximately 50 micrometers. Its detection range for the active IR sensor is approximately 30 centimeter, which is adjustable using the potentiometer. And for the passive IR sensor, it is mainly approximately 40 meters. The dimensions are mainly 48 millimeter into 14 millimeter into 5 millimeter. Its weight is 3 gram and its active output level is always low when the obstacle is detected. Circuit diagram. So here you can see the circuit diagram of the IR sensor with the Arduino. Here the black wire which indicates the GND. It connects the GND of the IR sensor with the GND of the Arduino. The red wire here indicates the VCC to 5 volt. Here the VCC of the IR sensor connected to the 5 volt of Arduino. The yellow wire is the V output wire. It connects the V output of the IR sensor to any digital pin. Here D2. The applications of IR sensor. In industries, it's mainly used as radiation thermometer. These thermometers are used to measure these thermometers are used to measure the temperature of objects, which are used mainly specifically in metal industries. Flame monitors. The flame monitors are you have the IR sensor to measure the correct amount of temperature of flame which is required in blast furnaces. The moisture analyzers and the gas analyzers. These two analyzers uses the property of IR radiation that reacts with any moisture or gas. You know that the moisture and gas has property to absorb the IR sensor, IR radiation. So if there is more moisture, then it will absorb more IR. Thus, it will thus the photodiode will get less reflection of IR. That's why. The contact lens tachometers. The tachometers are used in fans mainly for counting the rotations. So it here helps us for getting the contactless tachometers and for object counter over conveyor belt. It is mainly used in industries where there are more objects to be counted. So here, so when the an object passes from the IR sensors, it does not get any type of it does not get any type of reflection. But if there is no object, then it will get transferred to the photodiode. In everyday life, in automatic doors, in security alarm systems, that is the PIR sensor, the parking aid devices, in scientific and military areas as IR imaging devices like the night vision cameras and the spectral analysis. For technology, there are robots which are used for object avoidance and line follower, which uses the active IR sensor, the proximity sensors, obstacle detector sensors, and motion sensors. Thank you. And there are some key benefits of this IR sensor, which has that it does not require any contact with the object, low power consumption, simple circuitry, easy to use, greater accuracy, can measure distance to soft object, which may not be easily detected by ultrasounds. It has a fast response time, high speed durability, physically small in size, affordable, and long-term stability. So here are some buffer slats on the proximity sensor, which is one of the main uses of an IR sensor. A proximity sensor is a non-contact sensor that detects the presence of an object, often refers as a target when the target enters the sensor's sensing field. There are different types of proximity sensor which use a different mechanism, like the sound for sonar, light for lidar, or electromagnetic fields. There are also electromagnetic radiations like radio waves for radars and infrared radiation for the IR sensors. So here are some images of the proximity sensors. The types of proximity sensor. There are mainly 5 types of proximity sensor, that is inductive sensing, IR sensing, photoelectric or optical sensing, capacitive sensing, and ultrasonic sensing. And here also there are 3 types of photoelectric sensing: through beam, diffuse, and retroreflective. Now here we go to different mechanisms or different types of proximity sensor. Inductive proximity sensor. A metal, it is mainly used for getting for finding metal targets, which has an opposite property to induce or oppose the eddy currents in the field. So the inductive proximity sensor always emits the eddy currents, which gets reflected or opposed by an target, which is mainly a metal. That it can help us to find an metal targets. Capacitive proximity sensors. The capacitive proximity sensor uses a capacitor plates. When there is no target, the field lines are often small. But if there's a target, it attracts the field lines which gets increased in height, thus saying that there's an object. It is mainly used for knowing that there's a plastic or paper objects. Photoelectric and optical sensing. For through beam, there is a emitter and a receiver in a parallel line. When it always emits if there is no target to the receiver. But if a target is there, then the target will intercept the signal and it will not reach to receiver, thus saying that there's a target. For retroreflective, there's a reflector in the front of the uh, emitter and the receiver. If a target will come in front of the emitter, then it will not then the radiation will not reach to the receiver. That's why there is an object to be said. In a diffusion, the emitter will give out the radiations, and if there's an object, then it will scatter it out to the receiver. For ultrasonic proximity sensor, which has the same mechanism as the ultrasonic sensor, and for the infrared proximity sensor, there's the same mechanism for the infrared sensor. And there's a different uses of proximity sensor. In the phone, it's mainly used in the phone when when the user is holding the phone near his face during a call. Sometimes we see that when we take a call near our ear, the screen gets closed automatically. This is due to the proximity sensor near our front selfie camera. It helps us to turn off the screen to prevent accidental keypad presses by our ear or battery consumption by our display. Recycling plants. The different types of proximity sensors like inductive and capacitive are used in recycling plants, which are used to sort out materials like metals for using the inductive and paper or plastic using the capacitive. The self-driving cars. Nowadays, there are many cars which are self-driving, which mainly uses proximity sensors like IR sensors, ultrasonic sensors, radars, lidars, and sonars, which are used in self-driving cars to measure distance from the turning, avoid getting hit from a passing vehicle, or to sense a distance from a nearby object. Anti-aircraft and anti-submarine system. The radar or radio waves depending ranging is used to guide an anti-aircraft missile to reach its target, and sonar or sound navigation ranging is used to guide the anti-submarine missile to reach their targets. Assembly lines. These assembly lines are used in industries for the counting of the objects before packaging. Here, plastics and metal products are manufactured mainly, which can be counted using the inducting and capacitive proximity sensors. In, a, in also other industries, there are IR sensors, ultrasonic sensor, and optical sensor, which can also be used. In parking sensors, some proximity sensors like IR, ultrasonic, radar, and sonar are used to alert the drivers or obstacle while parking. These sensors are mainly at the back of a car. The ground proximity warning system or GPWS. These are sensors which are used to alert the pilots if the aircraft is near the ground or is nearby of getting hit by an object, like on a hill. Automatic faucets. The automatic faucets or taps are using the air sensors mainly or ultrasonic sensor to open its valve and allow water to flow in its response to user's hand in close proximity. This can be very helpful nowadays. For without touching the tap, it can help us to get the sanitizer or from out of the faucet without touching it. Thank you. If anyone has any doubt, so they can hacks.
Excellent presentation.
Uh,
Actually, really, you have done a very thorough studies. You have done very thorough studies, beta. Excellent. Good. Very good.
Thank, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Others, please, they can ask questions.
Sai Krishna, can an heated object be sensed by an PIR sensor?
Yes, can you please repeat? Your voice is breaking.
I am asking that can any heated object be sensed by a PIR sensor?
Any object can be sensed if it is in each sensing range. Like if a man is standing near a door where there's a PIR sensor, then it will sense it and it will give an alarm that there's a man or any object at the front of the door. May it be static or motion or less heat or more heated object. It can find anything if it produces infrared radiation as its source. So we will stop sharing.
Yeah, yes. You can stop. Wait. Anybody have any doubt? Others, please. Others. Good. Very good. Yeah. Next speaker, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah.
No.
No. I cannot.
No, sir, it is not visible.
Sir, visible?
No.
No, it
No,
is
sir,
not
it is not
visible.
visible.
Now?
No.
No,
Mm,
still not
No,
visible.
it is not
No,
visible.
still not visible.
Wait. Sir, now visible?
No.
Visible.
Okay. If you are facing any problem, uh, I can share the screen. Is it okay, beta? I will share the screen. Oh no. Now you can. I can see.
Now it is visible.
Yeah. Yes. Continue, please. Shreya. Is it Shreya's?
It again went off.
Sir, Ronit took the presenter.
So Ronit became the presenter.
No, I didn't become the presenter.
You are the presenter.
Wait. I will share it.
Nothing. I haven't touched the screen yet.
Yeah, Jahnavi. Yes. I'm sharing it with her. But Saujanya's presentation, like in a hurry, he has completed. I just felt that like.
Sir, this one
This
is
is Janvi's presentation.
Anvi's
Sir, I am
presentation.
trying. Sir, I am trying. Sir, wait. Sir, I am trying.
No. Actually,
was
who is?
presenting.
I thought it's Shreya only. Sorry, Jahnavi only.
No, sir, that's Shreya.
So I have to present Shreya, sir.
No, sir, I am presenting. Sir, wait, please.
Oh. Okay. I just confused with Jahnavi and Shreya. Sorry.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, continue.
So, good evening to one and all present here. Today, I, Shreya Sharma, is going to present a PPT on light blocking sensor. So, first, what is light blocking sensor? So, here we come to introduction to light blocking sensor. So light blocking sensor is also known as photo interrupter sensor. It is activated when the card is kept within its U-shaped gap. The sensor senses that there is an object within the gap which blocks the light. So here is a picture of light blocking sensor and is a picture of working light blocking sensor. So here you can see that this is the card and these are the two terminals, which is this one. So we will proceed to next slide. So now technical specifications of light blocking sensor. So operating voltage is 3.3 volts to 5 volts. Operating temperature is minus 40 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. Measure of gap between emitter and detector is 2.6 millimeter. So now working principle of light blocking sensor. So light blocking sensor consists primarily of an emitter for emitting light and a receiver for receiving light. When emitted light is interrupted or reflected by the sensing object, it changes the amount of light that arrives at the receiver. The receiver detects this change and converts it to an electrical output which can be observed as when the LED glows. So here's the picture. So this is emitter and this is detector. Detector and receiver are same, and this red line represents that light that is passing through the emitter to detector, and this object is card. So circuit diagram. So here's the circuit diagram. So this sensor is connected to Arduino Uno. So there are some pins which are connected in both of them. So signal pin in sensor is connected to 3D pin of Arduino. VCC of sensor is connected to 5 volt of Arduino. Ground pin of sensor is connected to ground pin of Arduino. So now applications of light blocking sensor or usage areas of light blocking sensor. So first it is used in optical limit switches. In optical limit switches, if the light beam is broken, the optical proximity limit switch will open, turn off, or close, turn on a circuit to switch the electrical power. So now in ATM machine. In ATM machines, the light detection uses this parameter to determine when to trigger no crash alarm. You have seen that in ATM machine there is a black holder in which we insert our ATM card. That is only the application of light blocking sensor. So in vending machines and in automation equipments. So that was all about my topic. It was very less. So thank you.
Wait, do not stop sharing. Wait. The audience, any doubts? Others? Any doubts, please? Okay. Yeah. The meeting is going to end now. Okay. So before it ends, I'll just what is this? That's why the time she can't with. Yeah. I'll see all of you join again with the same link. I'll just again open the link. Okay, so that there will not be any interruption in the middle.